Good morning, children. Coming to the first unit, reading B. That's a poem, The Duck and the Kangaroo. Now we are going to discuss. And already you are listened in TSAT and DD Yadagiri channel. But once again, I am explaining to you. This is the poem written by the poet, the great poet Edward Lear. And a British artist, illustrator, author, and the poetry renowned today primarily for his literary nonsense, and these all the things are shows the great ability to use with relish the sound of real and invention of English words. The poem The Duck and the Kangaroo is a poem with a touch of light humor. And coming to our poem, The Duck and the Kangaroo, this poem is divided with 5 stanzas. Each stanza was having the 1 2 3 4 and octave 8 lines. It is divided. The 8 lines the poem divided means the stanza is called as octave. And here all the stanzas having the same rhyming scheme. Kangaroo, the next the kangaroo, to, hope, stop, pond, beyond, you, kangaroo. Every line, each and every line, first A, B, B, like that. All the stanzas having the same rhyming scheme. So now we will discuss about the poem. That is the first stanza. And one day the duck appreciated the kangaroo by saying that it was very nice, kangaroo, to hop like over the field and water without stopping. And it is also added that it was very bored in the nasty pond. And here he expressed his wish to go out the world, beyond the world, and hoping like the kangaroo. This is the first stanza theme. Coming to the second stanza, first stanza, both are the speaker of the both stanzas are the duck itself. Okay, and the next here the duck requesting kangaroo to please give me a ride on his back. He was explaining and he was requesting kangaroo to please give me a ride, and it requested the kangaroo to give him a ride on its back, and it was also answered that it would sit quite still, wouldn't say nothing except only the sound that is given by the duck, that is quack, quack, the whole of the long day through. And we will go to the imaginary place, that's the D and the Jelly Boli. D and the Jelly Boli is an imaginary place imagined by the poet over the land and the seas. Please take me a ride, oh do, said the duck to the kangaroo. So both the two stanzas having the same rhythmic, that is the octaves, 8 lines, and both the speakers of the duck was saying something to the kangaroo. So coming to the third stanza, is the kangaroo agreed that or not to give a ride on its back. The kangaroo said that it required some little reflections and hoped that it would bring him a luck. But it objects, saying that feet of the duck were wet and cold and would get a disease called as rheumatis, said the kangaroo. So third stanza speaker is kangaroo. And the fourth stanza said the duck. Again the speaker of the fourth stanza is duck itself. And the duck replied that it had thought that about 4 pairs of woolen socks to his feet, and a cloak and cigar to keep himself warm. And the kangaroo was ready and asked duck to sit steady on its tail. Thus the hope would hold the world 3 times around the moonlight, and they felt very happy. At the last stanzas, the poet was leaving one question, that is, who was very happy at the end of the poem. And in this poem also, the poet added a little humor related to the duck, to the kangaroo. Just it's an imaginary poem. I think you all liked it very much. So have a good day, enjoy.